Hi everybody and welcome to the Deathball League. We are today at the Red City Stadium where the Rebels will host Teniras Thunder. And the stakes are high today. This is the first match in the third and final round of the Deathball League. And the Red City Rebels will secure their spot in the league with a win. A draw might not be enough. And Teniras Thunder, on the other hand, they could be champions if they win. Or at least they will secure their spot in the league for sure. Let's take a look at the teams. Red City Rebels is a skill team with the fast as lightning trait. They have a team captain, Basar, he's a motivator, but we also have other players that have leveled up. But Schlinik is injured for this match, and that means Creech is a new player on the Red City Rebel team. And then they also have a healing potion. Teniras Thunder is so far unbeaten in the Deathball League. It's a human hybrid team, and Reinhardt, the team captain, is a sharpshooter, Arik is a blocker, and they have not bought any players for this match, but they have a quite expensive team reroll with them. So a lot to play for. Let's roll off. The Red City Rebels will roll the green dice and the Teniras Thunder will roll the yellow dice. And it was a draw in the first roll off. Let's see the second one, and that will be the Red City Rebels who will activate first. The clock is set, 40 rounds, both teams are ready with the ball in the middle of the pitch. Let's go. And the Rebels will begin with this lineman. 2 activation attempts and he fails already. What a bad start for the Red City Rebels. Instead, Teniras Thunder will take the initiative and this lineman will activate twice. He can go straight for the ball. No, instead he will move right up to the Red City Rebels line. Next up, Reinhardt. He has 1 good activation. He will most definitely try to pick up the ball. He has a skill of 3 and he's good. Now let's see if some of the other players can give him some protection. 2 attempts, 1 good. This lineman will move to the right side of Reinhardt. Next up, 3 attempts now, and 2 of them are good. Emmerich, the dodger, will move down the left side of the pitch, and that leaves only 1 lineman left here. He will have 1 good attempt, but fail the other 2, and that means the turn is over for Teniras Thunder. It's back to the Reds. The Rebels had a great match last time they were on the pitch. So let's see if they can establish their game. And no, they cannot. For the second time in a row, they will fail 2 activation attempts. That could be a disaster. It could also be a slow start. Teniras Thunder will activate and Emmerich will move further down the pitch. He is very close to the end zone. And they still have a good turn. Let's see if they can block some of the Red players. And, well, that was it. Now it's Red City Rebels, and now they really must get their act together. And finally, this lineman will have 1 good activation. He will try to block Emmerich. And next up, 2 good attempts. So instead, the dodger here will do the same. He will move down the pitch and maybe receive the ball at some point. And there we have 2 failed attempts, so that will be the last move of the Reds activation this time. They are fast, they can move 5 squares, but they are also fragile. They have 1 less armor than all the other teams. And now back to Thunder. The lineman hill will move next to the Red player, threatening Reinhardt and the ball. And Reinhardt himself, he will try 3 attempts, but only 1 good. And with that 1 activation, he will attack the Red player. And they have the strength in numbers. He hits with a 5. And what will happen to the Red player? Ooh, it's a 10, and that's an 11 even because of their fast but fragile trait. That rat player is going straight to the knockout box. He's out for now, but Teniras Thunder lost their turn, so this rat lineman will have one good action. He will try to attack Emmerich, but he fails. So next up, and that was one good action, and the rat dodger will move close to Reinhardt. The lineman has 3 attempts, and he only has one good, and he doesn't hit anything with his one good action. Back to the human side. They seem to have a good position on the pitch. This lineman will try to activate 2 attempts. One is good, so he will attack, and that's a failed attack. And this lineman will fail both attempts. Rat City Rebels will have their turn. And Schnick, the dodger, will try to activate, and he'll have one good action. He will attack Reinhardt, and he needs a 4, and he is on target. They have the same roll value. What will happen to Reinhardt? He, with a 6, he is slammed to the ground. He is the ball carrier. He will now lose the ball, and we will see where the ball goes. It's in direction number 3, and it's 2 squares. The ball will end up here. So with the ball loose, what will Rat City Rebels do now? This lineman will activate, and he will try 3 attempts, and he will make all 3 of them. So first he will attack the human lineman, and with a 6, there is no doubt he will hit him hard. And with a roll of 8, he will take him down. He still has 2 actions. And that will take him up to the ball, and he will of course move again with his 3rd action. He will need a 3 to pick up the ball, and he will take it. So 4 more squares will take him dangerously close to Teniras Thunder's end zone. But it's not over yet. Vassar will activate, and he will try to move out of the human player's control zone. That will give a free attack to the human lineman, and he will definitely hit, but he will only push him though. So he's still on his feet. And then this lineman will activate, and he will have 3 attempts. He's good with 2 of them, and he will try to stop Emmerich. No, his first attempt is a failure, but the second one will hit Emmerich, and with a roll of 4, he will push him to the sideline of the pitch. And it's Teniras Thunder again. It's round number 10 now, and they will have to do something now to stop Rat City Rebels. This lineman will activate, and he will fail both attempts. It's the Rats again, and, well, that could be very, very unfortunate for Teniras Thunder. Vassar, the team captain, will try to activate 3 times. He will have 1 good action, and he's a motivator, so he can move another player 1 time. And by doing so, Creech will go to the end zone, and he will score. It's 1-0 to the Rat City Rebels. But they have a lineman in the knockout box, and he is not ready. So he will stay in the box, and all the other players will take their starting positions. The humans had 2 stunned players, and they have just been able to stand right where they were. But let's see if they can fight back in a hurry. They have some activations here. They are close to the ball already. Reinhardt was stunned right at the middle of the pitch, so he is next to the ball already. He hasn't tried to activate yet, but his lineman will protect him. And this lineman will have 1 good action. He will attack the dodger. No, he fails. And finally, Reinhardt. And he will have to pick up the ball first. So he will take a move action, and then he will grab the ball on his way. So he will move with the ball, and he will move to the left side of the pitch. And he has one action still. And maybe he will attempt to shoot the ball. It's less than a 4-inch pass, so no negative modifiers. He has a skill of 3, but he is a sharp shooter, so he will only need a 2. And that's exactly what he'll get. The ball will fly and it will land right on target. Emmerich is now in possession of the ball, but it was also the last activation. It's turn 13 now, and now it's the Red City Rebels under pressure. And things will go from bad to worse now. They failed their activation attempts. So Emmerich, of course, will try to activate. He will need 2 activations, but he will get only 1. So he will have to stop right at the edge of the end zone and give the turns back to Red City Rebels. Intense now. Red lineman might be able to stop him. Let's see, 2 attempts, and there is 1 good action. So he is unmarked and he can move right next to Emmerich. Question is, will he be able to stop him? And 1 good action, but also a lost turn. So this red player will stop Reinhardt, but he will have to give the turn back over to Teniras Thunder, and Emmerich will try to activate first. And this time, he has 2 good actions. He could try to attack the red player first, but he will need a high roll to take him down. So that one was not successful. He will now try to move into the end zone. He will need a 3 to dodge his way out of the control zone of the red player, and he's successful. Emmerich will take the ball to the end zone, and now it's a completely even match, 1-1. And the Reds will have their lineman back on the pitch. He's no longer knocked out. And it's turn 17. Let's see if Red City Rebels can organize a new attack. Well, not this time. Teniras Thunder is up again. Turn 18. So, can they go straight for the ball once again? The human team is unbeaten in the Deathball League. They have a very effective, straightforward play. Yeah, and that will fail. So they moved close to the ball, but they have no control over the ball yet. A new red attack. 1 good action. And he will move on the backside of the human player. He cannot take the ball. Instead, they will try to activate again, and it's 2 failed attempts this time. It's back to Teniras Thunder. And the lineman at the center of the pitch will activate first. And he will have 1 good action. He will attack the red player. And with a 1, he will do no harm. So another lineman will see if he can do better. He will have 3 attempts, and he's good with 2 of them. He will make a move action first, and that would take him right next to the red player. They have the strength in numbers, so he will make an attack. And it's good with a 4. What will happen to the red player? Ooh, it's a 10, and that's an 11 because of their trait. So another lineman goes right to the knockout box. He's removed from the pitch. Teniras Thunder will continue, and it's Reinhardt. He will go straight to the ball and see if he can pick it up. And he can. He is once again in control of the ball. And another lineman with 2 good actions. Well, it's looking good at the moment for Teniras Thunder. Maybe they can sense that a victory here will take them very, very close to the top spot of the Deathball League and the title of Deathball League champions. But of course, the Red City Rebels has something to say about that. They still have a chance to stop the human side and win this match. The Red Dodger with 2 attempts and 2 failures. Teniras Thunder will once again have the chance to take the ball to the end zone. Reinhardt could go for it himself, but they could also try to move the lineman into a better position, but he will fail. So it's back to the Rats. The clock is ticking now. I guess both these teams could be satisfied with a draw, but it's still early in the match and they should really go for the win. There seems to be a very nervous period at this moment. Now Arik, the human lineman with the blocker trait, he will push the rat hard hitter here back, but he will not really do any damage to him. So Reinhardt now, and he will have 3 good actions. So he can move to the right side of the pitch, and he will move past Emmerich. No, he will move next to Emmerich and he will hand off the ball to him. They will combine their skill values and they will roll the only roll that would make this attempt a failure, a 1. So the handoff is not successful. The ball will bounce away. They almost thought they had it there, but no, instead the ball will bounce back and land in the square right behind Reinhardt. But they can still reach it, maybe. No, they can't. 2 failed attempts. That could be the Red City Rebels' chance to get the ball. They are fast. And the Dodger here, and he will have 3 good attempts. Very exciting. He will begin his first move into the square with the ball, and he will pick up the ball now. And he will be able to continue his movement, but he will have to leave the control zone of Reinhardt. So he will, of course, try to dodge, and he's also successful with his dodge attempt. He now has 2 move actions, and he is able to move 5 squares that will take him to the end zone. What a run! Schnick will make it a 2-1 lead to the Red City Rebels. And again, they have a player in the knockout box, but he is able to join the match again. They really are fast as lightning when they get the ball and they have a clear pitch in front of them. They are unstoppable. And Teniras Thunder looked like they had this match under control. Now it's the complete opposite. They are behind and the championship seems very far away at this moment. But Reinhardt has 2 good actions. He will move determined to the ball, pick it up, and he will have 1 move action left, and he really goes straight for the Rats side of the pitch and of course for the end zone. It's a race against time now. The lineman will make 3 attempts but only 1 good. He will move up to Reinhardt to protect him, but it's back to the Rats. Can they once again grab the ball out of the hands of the human players and secure the victory? First, they'll block Reinhardt's way and then Schnick. No, 2 failed attempts. Teniras Thunder again. Arik, the human lineman, here up first. 2 attempts, 1 good. He will move towards the rat player here, but he's not able to attack him. What about this lineman? He will need 2 good actions to attack. He gets only 1. He'll move to the other side. So they have the rat player more or less surrounded now. Again, 1 good action. So he will also move towards the left side of the pitch here. They really have a strong presence around the ball carrier. And Reinhardt will get 3 good actions. He is the team captain and he will have to carry the team on his shoulders. He will attack first and he has a weak brawl value, but with the strength in numbers, a 4 is good enough to hit the rat player and he will stun him, and that clears the path in front of Reinhardt. He now has 2 move actions and that is enough to go to the end zone. As the team captain he is, he will now level the score 2-2. This match is really moving forward fast now. And there is still time enough for one of these sides to go for the victory. But the Rats will fail. They seem deeply disturbed now. They just took the lead and Teniras Thunder responded very, very quickly. And they have a game going for them right now with good activations. They seem determined to snatch the victory out of the hands of the Rats in this match. There is time. So Reinhardt will move for the ball once again. And no, he will not pick it up. Sometimes he is just a bit too fast. So the ball will bounce and it will be in direction number 5. 3 squares. And it's back towards the Teniras Thunder end zone. And instead of going for the ball, Reinhardt will continue his move. He is convinced that someone else will pick it up. Ooh, and one good action. So this lineman will move and he will take the ball with him on his way and he will continue his movement right up behind Reinhardt. Turn number 31 now. 2 good actions to this Rat lineman. And he will move all the way around Reinhardt and he will attack the ball carrier. He will need a 4, but no. So next up, who will try to do something? Vassar. And he fails all 3 attempts. So it's turn 32. And Teniras Thunder will activate again. They will also fail. So what will the Rats do now? A very critical point of this match. They will keep losing turns. So maybe the time is running out now. We have one good action to this lineman. He will move to the Rat player. Of course, he will try to protect the ball, but they are in a hurry now if they want to win this match. Arik loses 2 out of 2 attempts. The Rats will have the turn back. They are really not in a good position. Let's see if they can do something with their speed. They will try to attack this lineman, and with a 6 and the strength in numbers, he will be really put down for good. Ooh, not the Rat player. He was just hit by the dice here. But instead, the human lineman will go down. The next Rat lineman will try to activate. He will have 1 action. So he is able to reach the ball carrier, but if he moves around Arik's control zone, he will not be able to reach him anyway. So they will team up against Arik. But Vassar loses the turn, and Reinhardt is not in possession of the ball. Instead, his lineman colleague here is, and he is not as effective as Reinhardt. Unfortunately, a lost turn again. It's beginning to look like that the game clock is their worst opponent now. 1 good action for the Rats. They will team up to bring Arik down. He is a blocker, and they will finally take him down. Let's see if they can hit him real hard. Let's see what happens. Ooh, and it was close, but he is only stunned. But that doesn't really help them to get near the end zone. 1 more action and 2 failed attempts. So they will lose their turn now. But Vassar will move 5 squares, and that will take him to a square next to the ball carrier. I have seen very, very fast moving teams and fast goals before, but question is, will it happen this time? The ball carrier will hit the Rat player and he will stun him, but he's not able to move any further. They only have 1 remaining turn after this one. So it is really now or never if they want to get into a position where they will be able to score in their final turn. But 3 attempts, all of them failed. Rat City Rebels will now have their final turn. And Vassar will go straight for the ball. He will try to tackle the ball out of the hands of the human player. Let's see if he can get some good actions. Well, he gets 1 good action. So maybe he can take the ball, but he will not be able to go anywhere with it. He will need a 3 to tackle the ball out of the hands of the human lineman, and even that is not possible. And that leaves Teniras Thunder with one final turn to win this match. And it's not impossible, but they will need at least 3 good actions. So here we go. And no, that was not how this match was going to end. And it was a close game after all. This game will end in a 2-2 draw between the Rat City Rebels and Teniras Thunder. And the Thunder will still be unbeaten. So let's see. The player of the game for the Rat City Rebels will be Vorai, the lineman. And the game winnings for a draw will be 4 game points. Player of the game for Teniras Thunder will be Emmerich, the Dodger. And they will also have a role for their game winnings, and they will also earn 4 game points from this match. And these two teams are now at the top of the Deathball League, Teniras Thunder with 4 points and Rat City Rebels with 3 points, but they have no more matches left, so it's up to the other teams how this league will end. And Fire Pit Trappers are still able to win the league in front of Teniras Thunder. Maybe the Rat City Rebels are safe from relegation, but they are not completely sure. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel and join me for the final 2 matches of this season of the Deathball League.